Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. The Chilliwack School Board is now under a provincial review. Another hat thrown into the ring for the job of Chilliwack School Trustee. Churches, COVID, and fines. And game on for the NHL, but the BC League, that's still on hold. Our special guests this week include Les Talvio of Cyrus Center. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. Jennifer Whiteside, the new Minister of Education, has appointed special advisors to evaluate the Chilliwack Board of Education commitment to a school system that is safe, inclusive, and welcoming to all students and staff. The School Act enables the Minister of Ed to appoint special advisors to review the affairs, the performance, and other matters of a Board of Education. Government can also replace an entire board with one official trustee. Whiteside has also directed ministry staff to immediately begin a review of the School Act to consider changes that ensure the actions of school trustees support safe and inclusive schools for students and staff. Now, the Chilliwack School Board Chair, Willow Reichelt, telling chillTV she welcomes the review and will comment after a thorough study of the findings. The report is due February the 28th. The Chilliwack Teachers Association have echoed Reichelt's comments. Adam Suleman, a Chilliwack-born business analyst, a mental health advocate, and a senior undergraduate student at Simon Fraser, has announced he is running for the school trustee, the opening in the upcoming by-election. Currently, the only other candidate is Dr. Karen Bondar, who now teaches at UFV. The nomination period starts December 29th, and it rolls until January the 8th to file the necessary paperwork. Election day is February the 14th. By-elections traditionally have a very poor turnout. Suleman calls himself passionate about technology, science, and community service. chillTV spoke with Suleman. We will have that interview later on in the show. 3 churches in the Fraser Valley, 2 of them in Chilliwack and the other one in Langley, were hit with fines for disobeying provincial health orders and staying open for Sunday services after doing this for 2 weeks in a row. And the Chilliwack churches were fined over $18,000. Those same churches opened again this past Sunday, and it appears they'll do it again this weekend. For the record, attendance was down at Free Grace Baptist Church on Wellington Avenue. That's one of the Chilliwack churches that was under scrutiny. Switchback, the new supporting youth housing project for Cyrus Center, opened their doors this past Monday for youth between the ages of 16 and 24. The Low Barrier Project has the mandate to assist youth and young people into having the skills to, quote, re-enter society, basically giving them basic skills that you and I think are commonplace, everything from making meals and doing laundry to group counseling and understanding finances. There are single apartments and 2-bedroom units for young moms with their kids, and yes, they do have to pay rent via their social assistance payouts. chillTV spoke with Cyrus Center Executive Director Les Talvio. That interview is later on in the show. Social media has been busy and at times critical of the recent tree cut down at Cultus Lake, and the park CEO Joe Lamb telling chillTV this decision was all done at a public meeting back in the spring. The trees in question were dying and became a safety hazard for parking lot B. New trees have been planted, but that's elsewhere in the park. Lamb also pointed out that parking revenue was vital as Cultus Lake does not qualify for resort funding status like a Harrison or a Whistler. He and the Cultus Lake Board are now lobbying the FVRD as well as the province to be included in that type of funding, which has an impact on what the board can spend on, things like roads and sewers. Chilliwack businessman and former Green Provincial MLA candidate Jeff Hammersmark is behind an African charity to bring the internet to Africa. It's called Starbeam, a Chilliwack-based charity with a GoFundMe page. The goal is to raise $10,000, and the main purpose is to provide a Starlink internet access to the third world, focusing on education and youth. All you have to do is go to GoFundMe and search for Starbeam Chilliwack. chillTV's News of the Week in conversation with Les Talvio of Cyrus Center, and a new, I know we don't want to call it facility, but it is a youth housing project for young people aged 16 to 24 called Switchback. Tell me a little bit more about this, Les. This is an original program for not just the Fraser Valley.
No, it's an actually a pilot project for the province, and in that it's home, 16 and 24-year-olds that need home. That's the only requirement. It's low barrier supportive housing for youth, and we opened 2 nights ago, and we're ecstatic.
Now you have single as well as double room occupancy. How many people can you put into this building now?
It could be single individuals. It could be a mom and child. It could be a couple, but up to 22 youth.
What type of hoops do people have to jump through? I would assume there's certain paperwork and certain criteria.
There is. They go through a screening process to ensure that they need the supportive housing, and then we get them in. Right now, all 22 spots are accounted for. In fact, if we had 40 units, we could have filled 40 units already. But all 22 are accounted for, and we're moving them in stages. We moved 6 in 2 nights ago, and that has gone really well. And we will move in another 5 to 10 next week.
One of the things that I really found interesting about the entire program is the life skills that you're going to be teaching.
Yeah, so a lot of these youth, they haven't had basic life skills modeled to them. They may not have grown up at home. So some of the things that we take for granted every day, taking out your garbage, how to prepare a meal, paying your bills will be accounted for. A lot of youth will be eligible to receive food hampers, and there'll be classes on how to deconstruct that food hamper and make nourishing meals, and what kind of things do you need in your pantry to enhance the food hamper so you have the ability to create some dinners dinners, lunches, whatever the case may be. And all the units come equipped the same way as the resource room. So the youth will be working with the same utensils, the same appliances that they'll be receiving instruction on in the resource area.
And if people want more information, it's cyruscenter.com. Les, you are always welcome, and I'm looking forward to having a status update on this very, very soon. Have you and your crew have yourself a phenomenal Christmas. Thank goodness this thing is open prior to Christmas, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you and everyone in Chilliwack that made this possible.
You're watching chillTV's News of the Week. The NHL will be playing a short 56-game schedule starting in mid-January, but with the current COVID restrictions in BC, the rules for gathering and adult sports, they are the toughest in Canada, and that could mean the Vancouver Canucks would have to play somewhere else in the country. Those details are still to be ironed out. Canuck ownership has stated they will comply with all provincial health orders. It's a similar situation for the BC Hockey League, although Penticton might be the hub city for a short season. If the Okanagan town is picked as the hub city, that would mean the Chilliwack Chiefs would play all of their games on the road and all away from the Chilliwack Coliseum. Reports out of Penticton say the city may be one of a couple of hubs, but nothing yet has been finalized, and everything is still in the discussion phase. chillTV News of the Week, and we are talking with Adam Suleman, who is the latest candidate for the vacancy on the Chilliwack School Board. And Adam, starting off with the same question I posed to Dr. Karen Bondar, who has thrown her hat in the ring to try and replace Dan Coulter. Why the heck would you get yourself involved in this? This is politics as well as education. Why would you be throwing yourself out there like this?
I'm throwing myself out there because I think a part of my heart has always been with the Chilliwack School District. I've been in the district from kindergarten through grade 12. I've been involved in volunteering with the schools during that time. And now that I'm finishing my degree, I think it's a perfect chance to return back to the school district and get involved again. and help the students in our community.
And you have a bit of a business background to bring to the table as well.
Yeah, so my background is in finance, operations management, and management information systems. So I love technology, I love science, and I'm currently finishing my honors degree in that. I've also worked as a business analyst with TELUS as part of their digital healthcare kind of venture.
One of the things that the Chilliwack School Board, if you want to call it a criticism or a slam, either way, over the last couple of decades, is that it is a challenging, if not difficult, some people will call it dysfunctional school board. Are you ready to become almost a bit of a bridge maker, if not a peacemaker?
Absolutely. So I consider myself pretty moderate. I know in the news there has been different takes on my platform. So I consider myself socially liberal and fiscally conservative, as supported by my background in finance. And I'm here to help bring our Chilliwack School Board to the 21st century. And I'm looking forward to that. I think I want to bring a young voice. And I want to help be a bridge maker between the two extremes that we're seeing right now.
Have you had a chance to see just the outline of what the province is now, the Ministry of Education? They want to do a review of the board. The timing is interesting because this by-election is February the 14th. The report is supposed to be 2 weeks later on the 28th. Are you at liberty to say anything, or have you had a chance to even read this document that came out just a couple of days ago?
I did take a look. I think just as students have to follow a code of conduct in schools, I think our elected officials have to as well. And I'm glad to see this happening. I think what we've seen over the past couple of years is a very broken system. It's time to heal that system so that we can return to being an efficient, results-oriented school board.
And your website is adamsuleman.com?
Yes, so I have my background on adamsuleman.com. I have my media release there, and I'm going to release more details about my platform in the next couple days. I can give you an idea of some of the points that we'll be seeing there if you'd like.
Well, we'll definitely get into that as we get closer to the election. Adam, a big thank you, and we will be having further discussions. And again, have a great Christmas and a great holiday.
Thank you, Don. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
And you're watching chillTV's News of the Week. chillTV weather after a few days of sunshine. Christmas looks damp and a high of 6. If you'd like to participate in reporting news in Chilliwack and you have a story you think we should know about, send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. We'd love to hear from you. That's the news this week. I'm Don Lehn. Merry Christmas.